And there it is. It's all done. Took a long time to render, as you might imagine, and as you maybe have even experienced yourself. But at any rate, we've seen the fruits of our labor writ large. Look at all the detail we have in the leading edge here. We've got this really, I love seeing the particles coming down the side of the building here and then kind of coming in and out of the smoke itself. I like seeing even the initial, like the lightweight tendrils here don't get much velocity because all those little particles are pretty small. They don't have much heft to them. But then we feel the heft of the building coming down and really pushing things around. It's all very cool. So, what might you do if you wanted to keep improving this? A shot like this in production, we'd be chipping away at this for weeks, really, of changes and experiments. But off the top of my head, I would say maybe the particles here on the ground, we do have the sleeping ones still remain, so that worked, but I would say maybe too many of them do disappear still. So you could probably update our particle setup to say all the sleeping ones, sure, they don't collide with the ground anymore, but as far as the de-aging goes, we could have maybe de-age all the particles that are below like some threshold, like any particle that's below being 0.1 off the ground. So, these are all tweaks. You could have there could be color to the smoke. We just talked about that in volumes 3, but how to add color and advect it through the sim. For example, you could say all the particles that are born from here to here, let's say, are black, and they make black volumes. And then after that, all these particles make what they're doing now. So it would kind of simulate maybe there being a ashy combustive thing that sets this off, and then the rest of the smoke comes from the concrete. That might be interesting. It might get muddy, like you might just mix a lot of dark into all this, but different colors, different kinds of smoke color is usually pretty interesting to see. The only other thing I could say would be maybe, some of these pieces that are like out here aren't trailing any smoke, and that's not necessarily wrong, but it might be cool. It might be an idea to say those debris points, the debris source points that we came up with earlier, maybe they can also emit smoke in addition to the particles. Right now our particles feed into the volume rasterized attributes, but maybe merge the debris source with the particles, and you could ensure perhaps that these are always trailing a slight amount of smoke. So you just might have a very faint trail from these ones that are coming out here. So these are all ideas to try, and maybe none of them would work or look very interesting. But in any case, I'm still very happy with this. Cool to see it. Cool to look at the indirect light here too. Direct, by now. So hope you enjoyed the lesson. Hope you learned some new stuff. And see you next time.